Hello. Bear with me. I am trying to figure out how this works. How's everyone doing tonight? Reluctant here, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Is the music too loud? Can it be louder, quieter? I'm trying to make sure it's actually going off on Twitch because people are in there, but I see a black screen. Is that not right? There's a lot going on here. Music is good? Awesome. How's it going? It's been a minute since I've streamed, huh? How's everyone doing tonight? I know it's hard to get people on a Friday night. Everyone likes to go do stuff, but I'm chilling. I thought maybe we just talk some tech, see how everyone's doing. And like I said in the intro, I am multicasting this to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I have both chats open, and I think the Twitch one might just be a black screen, and that's what I'm worried about because I'm looking at it and I just see a black screen on Twitch. Okay. Thank you, Reluctant Hero. Fixing black screen. It's just a black screen. Oh man, that sucks. Let me try resetting it. Did that work? It wasn't black a second ago. Been a long week? Yeah. That's why I kind of like doing this on Friday. Yep, everyone wants to do stuff on a Friday night, but not me. I'm a teacher and I'm dead tired on Fridays. That's how I feel too. Like I'm cool with doing stuff on like Saturday and Sunday, but like for Friday, I'm like I don't want to do anything, right? Like I just want to chill. This was working for a moment. Now it is not. Yeah, I have no idea why it's not working. Harris Heller, you lied to me, man. You told me this would work, and it doesn't. And now I'm angry. Yeah, I might have to postpone this because it's just not working. I mean, it even says offline. It's like, bro, I'm not offline. Twitch output, main encoder. Oh, maybe it's because my I think Twitch can't handle that high of an output. Maybe it's just freaking out. Let's see. Let's swap it then. Let's try this. Because it can't. I mean, Twitch only does like 8,000, right? KBS. Let's do 2. What's up, big dog? Can be my entire family, my 6 month. Oh, Renato, I'm so sorry, dude. Yeah, this is a mess. 1 second, guys. Medium. Maybe that'll fix it. Saturday's the day if you want me to come out. Yep. All my friends and family know this by now. Sundays are also for chilling and getting ready for the new week. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. That is absolutely how I feel. Like Friday, I'm tired, man. And Sunday, is like you got to get ready for the next week. So Saturday is the good day. Oh man. Yeah, I might have to try this out later. All right, so today is only YouTube. Sorry, Twitch. Yeah, that was a failure. That's okay. That's okay. Now I can focus on YouTube. Try to do multi-stream. Thought that would be fun because there's a lot of people who just straight up want to watch on Twitch. Like they prefer that platform. I'm not sure why. I don't know. Lol, not so funny. Hello, how are you today? I'm doing good, man. How are you? It is Friday. I am chilling. I am ready to mingle. It's been a long week. I'm ready to just hang out. You know how it is. I'm not going to the club. Not hitting up the bar. I'm a tech enthusiast, so I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna hang out, talk to you guys, see how everything's going. Got my decaf iced coffee. I'm ready to go. What have I been doing this week? I've been playing a lot of Get to Work. It's a game I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with. It's kind of like one of those rage games, a platformer, and it is very rage-inducing. Renato, drink a vitamin C. I should, dude. How are you? How's your family, man? Is everyone doing okay? Sorry to hear that. Renato said in the Twitch chat that his family has the flu, like basically every single one of them, including the baby. I'm so sorry, man. Hope everyone's okay. I know what a nightmare that can be. So I hope they turn out fine and don't have too big of complications. That's very annoying. I prefer YouTube streams. Twitch streams are way overstimulating. Yes, I agree personally. I prefer the chillness of a YouTube stream. Twitch streams are very overstimulating. But I think Twitch is interesting because their whole premise is streaming, right? And so they have a very, very good monetization platform where they have created an entire culture around giving streamers money. Right? Like all that overstimulation you're talking about is primarily all fueled by donations and bits and subs and prime subs and text to speech. Like there's just a lot going on. Hype trains and like there's just a lot, right? And so Twitch has kind of built out this platform that allows all that, which can be good for streamers, I suppose, because it kind of encourages mass amounts of people to give them money. But it's not really the kind of experience I want to enjoy. So even if I was streaming on Twitch, I don't think I would have all that crap on the screen. I think I would just do, like obviously if people want to donate, I'm not going to say no and I'll give them a shout out on screen, but it's not going to be like, oh, boom, 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 here, hype train, you know, do this, do that. It'll just be a normal kind of thank you. Great to hear that you're doing well. I'm doing great as well. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I've not been doing too much all week. Just been working on videos. I think we are getting ready to start some home renovations pretty soon here. We kind of want to replace the flooring. We want to get rid of all of our carpet. I think it's time to finally get rid of the carpet, paint the walls, you know, do a bunch of stuff. So that can be really stressful, mostly because you have to move everything. Right. So like if I wanted to do the carpet in this room, literally everything has to get out. And that I have things plugged in. I have things just set just right. So then you have to put everything in a pile of one area, then do this room, then move everything back in, then do that area. You know what I mean? So it's like really stressful to even think about. We haven't even gotten to that point yet. We're still just choosing the material. And I'm already thinking about like, okay, like what's the best way to minimize downtime for this, to get everything out, do the floor, move everything back in. Like, you know, that's going to be very frustrating. Robert Fix It. Hi there. For some reason, I can't comment from my main account. Not sure if there's a block or something. Interesting, man. Yeah, I'm not sure. You're not banned or anything. I don't really ban people, so I don't know. Maybe you're shadow banned by YouTube. Did you say something stupid? Or if you were trying to post a link, sometimes they don't like that. Yeah, not sure, man. How you doing, Robert? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I can tell you it's not on my end. I have no idea why that's happening. Very, very weird. Yeah, I didn't see your chat at all. But yeah, we are redoing the house soon here, I think. And we're trying to decide how much of it we want to do ourselves and how much we want to pay people to do it, right? And we got some quotes and it's like, man, I would love to just pay someone to do this because it's a lot of work. And then they quote you several $1,000s. And then you're like, oh yeah, I'll just do it myself. It's cheaper. But then you're like, man, this is hard. I have no doubt in our ability that we could learn how to do it and do it well. But the amount of time it would take us, So like I can paint a wall. It's no big deal. I can paint this room, no big deal. But it would take me like 3 times or 4 times as long as a professional, and it won't be as good. So that amount of time, I don't know. Like if I could do it at the exact same rate that they could, yeah, I would absolutely do it. But if it's like gonna take that much longer, it might be worth it to pay them. I've said stupid things. I'm still here for now. That's true, Renato. You are on thin ice, my friend. Know your place. All good. I've been on several of your lives just talking. I was like, why does he never say hi back? Haha. Really? Sorry, man. Like Robert, I recognize you from the comments, so I know who you are. But yeah, just thinking about it, I guess you haven't been in the in the live streams. Sorry, man. I had no idea. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, I don't know. You're not banned at all. I don't do that, so I have no idea what's going on. Sorry that. But if you do it yourself, content. Yeah. Maybe. I'm not really a vlogger type person, and unless it's related to tech, I don't know if I want to make content of it. Maybe I'll put it on a side channel or something. That'd be kind of fun. What we up to today? We're just chilling. We're going to talk about the 97 XT and 97 release in a bit, but it's been long enough that I think people already have said all their, everything they need to say about it, so we might get to it. We might not talk too much about it, but I wanted something to just kind of to name the video. Yep, I've been there. I saw the quotes and was like, well, time to do it myself with the help of YouTube tutorials. Exactly, yeah. And so like I'm not a handy person, but I don't doubt that I could do it. We could do the flooring, we could do the paint, we could figure it all out. No problem. It's just time to learn it, time to do it. The quality wouldn't be as good, and it would just shut everything down for weeks, probably. Whereas if we pay someone to do it, it's like 1 week, right? And then you can think about it's like, well, the time that you're working on it, saving money, you could spend that time making money. And so then that's when you start getting into the cost and average and risk and all that stuff. So we're still trying to figure out how we want to go about it. And I think we've landed on we can paint ourselves and then pay someone to do the floor. And the baseboard and the trim. We also want to do that as well. Because just want to, yeah. Were you able to get one of the new AMD cards on launch? No, but I did not try very hard, I'll be honest. I was going to get one just to have for a video and just to make for a video. But then I decided, well, I did try and I failed that first day. I didn't try very hard, right? Like I'm still kind of recovering from the 5090 purchase. So I was like, if I get one, cool. If not, no big deal. But yeah, I wasn't able to get one, unfortunately. Put it on your OnlyFans. Who's going to pay for that, Renato? You think people are going to pay to watch me poorly renovate my house? No way. But with the 9070 XT, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting how quickly people forget, right? Like the week before, or technically the day before, people were like, oh, NVIDIA sucks. Their stock is horrible. No one will ever get an NVIDIA card because they are, expensive and they don't have any stock and pay per launch. AMD, everyone's going to be able to log in day one and have an AMD card, no problem. No one's even going to question it, right? And then that didn't happen. And so yes, the card was, well priced, MSRP wise, right? And they did probably have more stock than the 5070. Like I'm not going to doubt that. But still, not everyone could get one. And now they're sold out. And then alternatively, you have stuff like this where AMD board partners silently increase their prices of their cards, right? And it's like, okay, so if you didn't get one day one, and even if you did get one day one, you probably paid more. $130 higher compared to it. Like, how is this any different from NVIDIA? You know what I mean? Like, if people will crap all over NVIDIA for this kind of behavior, but AMD is just as bad. So it's confusing. I think people just love to poo-poo on NVIDIA, and I'm not trying to defend anyone. I'm doing the opposite. I'm saying we should attack all of them, right? Acting like NVIDIA is our savior I saw so many comments the week leading up to the 9070 week launch, and people saying they're the saviors of PC gaming, and like, you know, UFD Tech had all their thumbnails were anti-NVIDIA and pro AMD all week, and then the second AMD failed to deliver at the very end, okay, we're back to hating AMD, and it's like, well, why did y'all build them up so much, right? It's like, I don't know. Newegg shut me out, and so many other people canceling orders. That sucks, man. Yeah. I don't know why they. I wonder how many they had. I can say for certainty, well, not certainty, I suppose. I think I know. I think they had more 9070s and 9070 XTs than they did 5090s and 5080s. I think that's safe to say for now. But it doesn't matter how many you have. If you don't have enough cards to meet the demand, then you've failed that launch. Even if your MSRP is priced accordingly, like what people expected, I don't know. I'm sure it's a great card, but Reluctant Hero says, I think the real MSRP was supposed to be $699 for the 97 XT and $649 for the 9070. Yes. And I think those are okay. Wait, $699? Wasn't it $599? I can't remember. It was like $600 or $700, yeah. But I mean, that's expensive. Like, people got so excited that the GPU didn't cost $1,000 that they forgot to realize they're paying $700 for a card. Like, why is this a mid-range card? When did $700 become a mid-range card? Didn't the 3080 release at $700? That was like one of their biggest releases. And obviously COVID stuff, but like the MSRP was, I think, $700, right? Maybe even $600. And so it's weird how very quickly in just a few years, what was the price of a high-end card is now a mid-range card. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I think Newegg had enough, but they were only promised so many rebates from AMD. Then they started canceling orders when they went over their allotment. Yeah. And it's hard to say. It's hard to say how many of these cards were from scalpers and botters and crypto people. You know, crypto still does exist. But I don't think it's as many as people think. I think most people who bought the cards were people who wanted them. And there's this idea that it's like, well, 90% of the cards go out the window because of scalpers. I'm like, I don't know about 90%. I think it's a very low double digit. Yeah, but it's a shame you couldn't get one, man. Vin Oleksiak, hi. Hi, Vin. What's up, dude? AMD said MSRPs were $599 and $549. Yeah, but that obviously caught retailers with their pants down, so they honor those prices on day with the help of AMD rebates. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, that's a shame. That, and after day one, everything went up. Yeah. Oh, so AMD came out of the gate and wanted to get some good PR and saying, look, we're the good guys. We priced our card for $600 for one day. And then they, turned it around on everyone. So it's interesting how, because NVIDIA is Goliath, right? They have 90% market share, and AMD is the little guy. It's hard for people to see that AMD does wrong. They will openly say, AMD, they're the little guy. Everything they do is perfect, and they're hanging in there. Okay, they're gonna beat NVIDIA one day, and it's like, dude, 90% market share. AMD is nothing, unfortunately. In the GPU space, I know we all love AMD and NVIDIA and Intel, but for normal everyday people, they don't even know what AMD is. Like, I'm just being honest. And that's just how it is, unfortunately. 90% market share is such a huge market share when there's only two people, or three technically. It's just not even a footnote. AMD is not even a footnote in terms of GPU sales. So, like, I'm happy they did well, and I hope that I hope they can get more in stock for people. Maybe this is the year for AMD where they catch up. I saw some comments on Reddit saying, like, this is the year. Reddit or not ready, sorry. This is the year. AMD is certainly going to have 40% market share by the end of this 2-year cycle. I'm like, you are crazy. You don't even, like, that number is not even possible. Like, maybe 12%, maybe 15% on a good day. Like, they have no idea how hard it is to change market share. It takes years, man. Yeah, if that's mid-range, I'm in trouble. It's changed, dude. It's just how it is. It sucks. Jason, a Friday night stream? Damn, I missed a lot. What's up, Sam? Yeah, I don't really do Friday night streams, but I was going to stream this past Monday, but I got busy, so I decided to make it up and stream tonight. I know you guys are going to go to the club later, so glad you're here watching before you go. Micro Center seems to be honoring day one MSRPs because they refuse to sell the GPUs online. They're taking a big box loss leader position because. Yeah, I can see that. Micro Center is interesting because they don't have to ship stuff. Even with like the new MacBooks, the new MacBook Airs released a few days ago, and the MSRP of them, so if you buy them from apple.com, is $1,000, right? And then for some reason, if you buy from a third party, it's cheaper. The exact same product. And so you can go to Best Buy and you can get that $1,000 thing for $950, right? Or you can go to Amazon and get it for $950. Or you can go to Micro Center and get it for $850. So a $1,000 MacBook from Apple is now being sold by Micro Center for $850. A 15% discount on day one. I mean, that is hard to compete with. Like, right? Like, and they're able to do that because they're just, you know, they don't ship and you have to be near them and they can kind of pull that market. But if Best Buy did something like that, I don't know, man. I know a lot of people are actually price matching Micro Center to Best Buy. So Best Buy will price match Micro Center even if you don't live near one. So a lot of people are kind of sticking it to them and just getting it from Best Buy, even if they don't live near a Micro Center. So I'm sure that is hurting them right now. That's a huge number. They're taking a big box leverage because they know their customers will keep coming back and spending more money in stores on other tech items. Right. It's the eggs and milk and the bread of technology. Yeah. Maybe they'll even, maybe they lose some money on the GPU, but then they gain it back on all the other components. So, no, I'll stay and watch, man. I can't forbid. Awesome, Sam. Good to see you here. Yep, that MacBook is a perfect example. They're taking a loss because they know it will result in dedicated customers. Yeah, and it does. I mean, many times I've gone to Micro Center because it's there and they've got good stuff sometimes. Vin asks, what do you say to a €300 for a 3080 Ti? Should I buy it? How much is 300 euros? Let's see. That is $327 US. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's actually very good. I would say just make sure it's not a scam. It's almost too good to be true. I don't know the market in your country, Vin. But if that was in America, I would say it's probably a scam. It's actually too good to be true. It could be a scam, or it could be broken, or it could be defective somehow. Maybe they used it for crypto. Even crypto people would sell it for more than that. I don't know. I just say just be careful. It's almost too good of a deal because 3080 Ti's sell for like 450 US. So let's say like 420 euros. So the fact that you're getting it for like over 100 less, it's like kind of sussy, right? Wait, let me remove this pin because we are not streaming to Twitch. I tried so hard, guys. I couldn't get it to work. It's very frustrating. Let me see. Remove this pin. Yeah, there we go. Pull this up. Okay, perfect. I'm from Germany and I will pick it up. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I mean, that's a good deal for sure. That's a great card, actually. I haven't been able to shop in a Micro Center yet, and I can't wait to do so. I'm tired of playing games with Newegg, Best Buy, and Amazon. The new Santa Clara, Cali store can't open soon enough. Yeah, dude. That's awesome. I do live near one. I say near, it's about 45 minutes away. So it is kind of a trek to go there, but it's still in town at least, you know what I mean? And the deals sometimes can be too good to pass up where, you know, to save $10, I'm not going to drive an hour there, an hour back, but to save like $150, yeah, I would do that. You know what I mean? And yeah, Newegg, I hate Newegg. I don't buy from Newegg unless I absolutely, like truly, have to buy from Newegg because no one else has the item in stock. That's the only way I buy from Newegg. I just straight up don't. And if you've noticed in my videos, I never ever buy stuff from Newegg. It's always like, here, I got this from Best Buy, from Amazon, from Micro Center, from some random website, woot.com, you know, like I would rather all of those over Newegg. I just think Newegg's lost course, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't like, when you buy something from Newegg, it's starting to feel like a scam. And it's not a scam, but it'll say, hey, thanks for buying this product from Newegg. Do you want a HelloFresh account? And you hit no. Do you want to buy a new bank account? No. It gives you 5 different advertisements for like a bunch of crappy commission-based things that I think Newegg just threw that in to try to get free commissions on purchases. It's very shady, very weird. And then you get your product and there's the same cards are in the box. They'll have like a code for HelloFresh. And it's like, dude, what is this? Like, this is so weird and shady. Like, you're a huge business. Why are you trying to get commission off of HelloFresh? Like, oh, it's so weird. 300 pounds 38 Ti is a 3060 Ti used. I wouldn't buy that at all. Wait, 300 pounds 38 Ti is a 3060 Ti. Is that not? No, it's not pounds. No. It's not pounds. It was euro. Yeah, not pounds. Wait, did he say pound or euro? Hold on. Yeah, he said euro. Yeah, he's in Germany. Yeah, he didn't say pound. Yeah, that would be a little bit different. Same, that Micro Center will be 75 minutes north of me, but it's in the same town that my parents live in. Okay, perfect then. Yeah. They've got some crazy deals sometimes. It's funny, I generally only shop there for the crazy deals. I don't go for anything else. If they have a lot of crazy discounts. Like they'll just give out a $100 off coupon for any laptop. Any laptop, they'll just give you $100 off. And so they had a deal a few months ago on a laptop that was like, I think $250, $300. It's like a cheap little Intel one. And they brought it down to $150. And I was able to buy that laptop with the coupon for $50. Like a brand new laptop for $50 that has USB-C charging and an IPS screen and like, you know, not the best chip in the world, but it was what was it, like an Intel 1250U or something, like those lower end chips. But that's like $50 for a brand new laptop is crazy. And it I mean, it's obviously a cheap laptop, but it's not that bad. I was surprised. Which CPU would you pair with this graphics card? The 3080 Ti? I mean, anything's fine. If you are going new, you can get a 7500F for a pretty good deal, and that would be fine, I think, for a 3080 Ti. That would be AM5. If you're going AM4, maybe a 5800 X3D, but I don't know if it's worth it anymore. If you're going Intel, you know, yeah, Samsung's got a right idea. I mean, yeah, it's a mid-range to high-range GPU, so probably a 12600K, a 13600K would be the sweet spot, or a Ryzen 7 7700X. Yes, and the 7700X has apparently reduced in price recently, where I think you can get them for like 180 used sometimes, 200. That's pretty good, and that's going to last you a long time. A 75 or Ryzen 5 7600, that would be cool too. Yeah, that's cheaper. But I'm saying if the 7700X is on good sale, it might be worth it because I've seen them for pretty cheap, and then you can carry that onto your next thing. But a 7600 would be sufficient. Okay, thanks. No problem, man. Let's see. I had to reinstall Windows, so I lost all of my stream settings. And so things are all over the place. But I was able to get the highlight thing. I like that a lot. I got chat in the corner for anyone who watches the VOD. There are more people who watch the live streams after the fact. So I want them to have a like stream experience, even if they're watching on like mobile or something. So I try to include the chat where I can, because that does really enhance the experience. But man, I should really have like crazy stuff going on. I think I have an alert that is very loud for if I get donations and stuff. I can't remember what it is. I think it's Kazoo Kid. And I remember people going, wow, that is loud. And so I have it turned down a little bit, but it's pretty funny. Hero is right about the milk and eggs example with Micro Center. Once I got the 97XT and MSP, I spent a bit more on other things that I needed. Yeah, you're already there. And if a lot of people who are buying a GPU, they are going to do it with the intention of buying a full PC, right? Or upgrading a CPU to handle that new GPU, or upgrading a power supply, or getting more storage. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, you're there, buy stuff, and they have limited stores, so people are often driving far to get to it. Like he said, 75 minutes, 45 minutes. I've heard people driving 2 or 3 hours. You're there, just get it, right? By the way, Jason, are you going to do the RX 5500 XT vid real soon? Just curious is all. Not real soon. I do have that in my little playbook, like planned videos. I'm not sure how I want to go about it. I don't even have the card yet, but I am looking into it. I want to start testing a lot of cheaper GPUs that is kind of evergreen content, so people can go and watch it, after the fact, or a year or two from now. They're like, hey, well, what is that GPU performance like? And then they go watch a video. So yeah, soon, but not real soon. The next few videos I have planned, here, I'll give you all a little behind the scenes. The next video is a $300 home server build that is totally custom. So you can build a home server for really cheap if you use an Office PC, and you don't have to do anything to it. You just get an Office PC and put some storage in and it's done. But I wanted to do a completely custom home server build, so like buying a case, a CPU, all that stuff, but do it in a way that is upgradable, and you know how we do things here. And so that came out to $300 with storage. And so hopefully that gives people who are trying to get into the home server, home lab, NAS world a cheap way to custom build a PC for it. I know most of my viewers only like gaming, so they might skip on it, but it's going to be really fun to make. So I'm excited for that. And then after that, it's going to be an eGPU video on a handheld, but we'll see. Do you need an actual 5500 XT 8 gig? I have one if you need to borrow it. Oh, thanks, man. I'll probably buy one. I'm not sure. I know there's a 4 gig and 8 gig, and I might buy one because I have another use case for it. Oh, super chat. Is that loud? Can y'all hear that? Norman with the $5 donation. Thanks, man. Well, here. Since you mentioned the sound, I just wanted to hear it. Could you hear it? I hope it actually came through. If it didn't come through, I'll play it, but I don't have headphones on, so I couldn't hear it. But I see the bar was showing, so hopefully it doesn't get flagged. Were y'all able to hear that? I wish I was near a Micro Center. I would walk in, take a deep inhale, exhale, and walk back out. They're pretty fun. They're interesting. They're nice stores to walk around. I like the previous gen reviews for us Sims, lol. I like, it's hard to go and like look at, let's say, an RX 570 review, right? You can look at an RX 570 review from when it came out. That is not the same card as it is now, right? Like with so many driver updates and so many new games that are being played on those older cards, I feel like we need to constantly reevaluate these old cards. Not for science, but just for fun, right? Like, I know not a lot of people are buying the 570, but it's still nice to see how it stacks up against modern hardware. And it's fun to me. It came through. Awesome. Norman, thank you so much. I appreciate your donation. That was very nice of you. Here, I'll hit a like on it. Oh, it worked. There we go. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. When are you building your next budget PC? I don't think I have one planned. It's just hard. It's really hard to do budget PCs because there only exists so many combinations that make sense. And so, like, let's say I want to do a $300 PC. There's basically a very specific CPU and GPU combination that everyone has in their mind already. And unless prices change significantly over a few months, which they don't usually, they only go down slightly, I don't want to keep doing the same stuff over and over. You know what I mean? It's going to be the same PC, but in a new shell. So I can't do them as often as I'd like to because I've already gone through all the good ones, unless I increase the budget, right? Like, there's just not much else to do there. So hopefully in April, but if not April, May. So we'll see. Oh, wow, that's a cool vid idea. Always wonder how home servers were made. Yeah, and it's going to go over kind of like... not too much into the software of it. Very, very simple, but it's going to be mostly hardware and kind of like what you can do with it, what you can expect out of it, and should you build one, that kind of thing. I love home servers, so hopefully it's a good one. Darth Raven says, hi. Hey, Darth Raven. Darth Raven says, I love Micro Center. They are fun. They're just expensive but cheap at the same time. I agree. They have some crazy, crazy deals at Micro Center. That I'll use all the time, right? I will just enjoy them. But then sometimes they'll have stuff that's like just way more expensive than it needs to be. Like, let's say something costs $80 on Amazon, and it'll be $100 at Micro Center. And it's like, well, I'll never buy this there. Like, but then they'll have some stuff that's like very, very well priced. It's very interesting. Cool, but if you change your mind, hit me up on Discord. I'm also in Noob's Discord. Yeah. Thank you, Reluctant Hero. I might hit you up if I can't find one. I appreciate that. Can you tell us any video ideas? Also, I have one. Why not try and do like a Windows XP PC with its supported hardware, etc.? So hardware for a specific time period. Yeah, I could do something like that. I've considered doing stuff like that. It'd be interesting. It's kind of hard. It's hard to find parts like that anymore, ironically. Yeah, getting parts like that still work. It's so old that a lot of those parts just died over time, and the ones that are left, people are charging an arm and a leg for them because it's considered like collecting now. You know what I mean? But if I can get a good deal on one, I think that'd be fun to do it and to see kind of what kind of games we can play. Can we play modern games on them? Which I don't think we will be able to because of DirectX and stuff. But that would be a good idea. Yeah. Can I tell you any video ideas? Yeah, like the one I said, like the home server one. I have one where I'm plugging an eGPU into handhelds with a 5090. So that'll be cool to see how much power we can get out of a 5090 eGPU from like a Lenovo Legion Go or an Asus ROG Ally, right? Because people love it, man. People love it. They love eGPUs. I don't know why. I feel like more people love the idea of an eGPU than people who actually use an eGPU. I think it's a fun idea. In reality, it doesn't make sense for most people, but it is very cool. That's kind of my stance on it. It's cool and interesting, but for most people, it truly just doesn't make sense. Have you played Monster Hunter Wilds? Not yet. No, not yet. I do want to play it probably when it goes on sale. Mostly because if I bought it now, I wouldn't play it for a while because it's in my back. I have a big backlog. So I'm not buying it just yet. But when it goes on sale, I'll probably pick it up. What I've been playing lately is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC. That's been fun. But I've also been stuck on Get to Work, which is a platforming rage game. If anyone's played that, it's like a streamer bait type of game. That's been very fun. I've also been playing Phantasy Star Online Affinia. And so what Affinia is like a private server of a 25-year-old game. But I don't play with online randos. I just play with with 3 of my friends. We'll play like one day a week and just go through the co-op. It's been really fun. We're slow rolling it. Lol, I get the EGB thing. It seems cool, just too expensive to work for me. Yeah, that's how it is. I think it's cool too. I think a lot of people think that they're very cool, and I do too, but they really just don't make a lot of sense for most people. I wish they did though. My grandpa has an old PC with an A320 motherboard, an old and slow CPU, and a GT 1030, but it doesn't support Windows 11. What do I need to upgrade? So you are in luck that at least that is a DDR4 rig, so it's actually not that old. Like, I know it is old, don't get me wrong, it's almost 10 years old. But if it was DDR3, I would say maybe scrap the whole thing. But if it's DDR4, I would say, what do I need to upgrade? What's the CPU? How slow are we talking? Are we talking like a Ryzen 3, I don't know, first gen? We're talking about an AMD, what are those called? Athlon or whatever. If it's Ryzen, it should be okay. If it's not Ryzen, I would say do the CPU first, then the GPU, yeah. But luckily an A320 can support most lower end to mid-range Ryzen chips, so you should be okay there. But I would say, depending on the CPU, yeah, you might want to upgrade that first. If it's slow, yeah, I mean, you got to upgrade it, just how it is. LOL, wasn't Phantasy Star on the GameCube? Yes, it was. But I did not play it on the GameCube, actually, when I originally played it. Hold on, let me refresh this. How to refresh? There we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, LOL, wasn't Phantasy Star on the GameCube? Yes. So I originally played it on the Dreamcast. So Phantasy Star Online was originally released on the Dreamcast in, I think, 2000. And that's how I originally played it online with people through dial-up internet. And then they re-released it on GameCube, and then they re-released it again on Xbox. So it's gotten a lot of releases out of the years. But we are playing Affinia, which is a private server that kind of takes all those old games together, puts them together so you can play them on one client on a computer together with some quality of life improvements. It's been really fun. Didn't the Dreamcast have a keyboard for it? Yes. So to play online, you can play online normally on the Dreamcast, but if you wanted to type to people, you would have to buy a special keyboard that only worked on the Dreamcast. So it would plug into the controller port of the Dreamcast, and I had one. They were surprisingly cheap. I will say they weren't that expensive, and you'd think they would be for what they are. Let's take a look. Let me resize this. Yeah, there we go. And so yeah, this keyboard would plug into the controller port, and you'd be able to type to people. Really cool. Imagine that in 2000. It's crazy on a console, right? And so I would be typing to people in Japan and all around the world and stuff because we all shared the same servers at the time. Very cool experience, and that's why I have a soft spot for it. But I had this exact one. Does the A320 support Windows 11? Yes, it does. The motherboard doesn't have to support it, it's the chip. So if you get a chip that has that Windows 11 support, what you're talking about, TPM, it should work. So you can upgrade to a modern a modern AM4 CPU, so like a Ryzen 5 5600, and it would work. You certainly could do that. Yep, Darth Raven's got it right. Yeah, the GT 1030 is not supported to begin with, so I would upgrade that to start. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I feel like do both. I'm trying to do a period correct Vista build, and it is way harder than I thought to source all the hardware. Yes, exactly. It's interesting how quickly that kind of stuff disappears. Like, it's like literally everywhere, and then overnight it's all gone, and it becomes collector's pieces. It is surprisingly hard. Stuff before, like, 2010 is very difficult to find. 15 years ago, right? And you'd think we'd have something, considering how many people had them in their computers. There would be something. It's just most people just toss them out or they break. More realistically, they break because technology does not last forever. So they just break over time, or they go donated, and I mean, they get made obsolete very quickly sometimes by newer and more powerful stuff that's cheaper. So then you have something that's older and more expensive and worthless. So it's like, let's just recycle it, right? So they toss a lot of these things because it costs more to hold on to it than it does to just get rid of it. It takes up shelf space that could be used for a product that you're actually selling. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's very unfortunate, but that's just the way of the world. Jason, do you think the GPU crisis right now is going to end? I'm curious, for with NVIDIA and AMD prices exceeding MSRP, I'm not liking how this is going one bit. I hope another competitor comes soon. Yeah, there won't be. There's not even competition now, unfortunately. NVIDIA has a very strong hold on everything, and you can say we have AMD, they have 10% market share. You can say we have Intel, they have 0% market share. Their number is so low it can be rounded down to 0. They are basically non-existent, unfortunately. But I think the idea is that eventually, over time, these competitors will pick up the slack, and if NVIDIA keeps raising their prices and AMD starts making better stuff that is price competitive, it should be pretty good. I think we're in a weird spot because 5 years ago was the start of the pandemic, right? And a lot of people paid a lot of money for their components at the time. So people were, at home, and they had some excess cash because they weren't going out as often. So they wanted to buy PC parts, and things were really inflated back then, but people still bought it, right? They had no other choice. And so then we had a last cycle, where people are like, I paid way too much during COVID. No way I'm upgrading yet. I have to get way more time out of this. I'll wait. And so we didn't see as much sales for the 4000 series and that kind of stuff. But now that enough time has passed, it's been about 5 years since people made those elevated purchases, I think they're finally feeling ready to buy some upgrades. And so I think we are in that time frame where those people are now upgrading their 3000 series GPUs from NVIDIA and from like the 5700 XT and other stuff related from the time. And we're starting to see more of that. So I think it'll cool down here soon. Maybe in like 6 months. I don't think there will be a drought forever. This is just kind of the way it goes. They never make enough, and it's not because the demand isn't there. It's just because they don't want to have too much. They are very keen on making sure that their products are not flooded in inventory because they don't want to have to lower the prices. NVIDIA does not want to put stuff on sale. They want it to be there for full price, so they'll just lower the amount that gets put out into the world. It's unfortunate, but NVIDIA or AMD and Intel have got to step it up. They got to step up their game if they want to compete. Like, you can't just keep making stuff that's worse for more expensive. I want AMD and Intel to do well. I really, really do. They knocked it out of the park with the B580. Intel did. Where are they? Where are the cards? You can't just make a card and get brownie points if you only make 10 of them, right? Like, it's still impossible to get a B580. How long has it been? 6 months? What are you doing? Same with AMD. Like, if you want to compete, you have to make the prices accurate, and you have to release enough. Enough of this, man. E-waste. Yeah. So Max is talking about what we were talking about. Anything before 2010 becomes e-waste once it gets recycled, unfortunately. Intel is 0% market share. AMD is now 10%. Damn, chat, are we cooked? Yeah. I mean, and I don't want to sound like a doomer. I really, really want them to succeed. I truly do. Intel is not in a great place. AMD's in a better place because of their CPUs, and they've got other stuff going on. But for consumer graphics cards, for gaming, for like people like us, it's not looking great. They are down. They used to have more market share. I think they had like 13 or 14% just 2 or 3 years ago, and now they're down to 10. Like, it's actually getting worse. So we'll see. Y'all are giving some. He has 16 gig, but 1 stick. Yeah, if you can get 2 sticks, it's better, but that's okay for now. That's my thinking too. All the RTX 2000, 3000, RX 5000, RX 6000 folks are ready to upgrade. Yes. So RTX 5000 and RX 9000 are in extraordinary demand. Yes, that's exactly what I think is going on. I think people are ready to upgrade finally. The people who skipped the COVID drought because it was too expensive are ready to upgrade, like you said, the 5000, the RX 5000 series. And then people who bought overly expensive ones, those are the types of people who want to upgrade a little bit earlier because they're willing to spend more money. They are also ready to upgrade. So you get these two forces wanting to buy all at once in a time frame where we're worried there's going to be tariffs on it in a week, right? So people are like, buy now, think later, right? Because if you wait, maybe the tariffs will go up. We don't know. So like, people would rather just buy now just in case. And I get that. It's a really bad place to be, but that is kind of how it works. If the 5050 does not cost at least $200, it's not worth it. Yeah, it's gonna cost that. It's gonna cost more than that. I'm guessing 220. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be really powerful. Maybe it'll be good. We've had good 50 series cards in the past. 3050, not really. There wasn't a 2050, at least in desktops. But the 1050 Ti's, it was great at the time frame because it was low cost. It didn't take any external power. I mean, it still lives on in a lot of office PCs nowadays. So it just depends. But yeah, if it's too expensive, nah, it's not working. AMD and Intel don't really want to compete with NVIDIA. They want to ride their coattails and profit accordingly. That is competing with them, Max. I know we want to say they don't compete with them, and we kind of say the same thing about Nintendo, right? Nintendo doesn't want to compete with Xbox and PlayStation, and they don't want to, but ultimately you do. Like, people only have so much money. And it's different in console land because people can buy multiple consoles. Generally, people don't buy multiple graphics cards, right? They'll just buy the one for their main PC and keep it for 4 to 7 years. So yes, if they can ride their coattails and profit accordingly, I'd say go for it. But realistically, they would love to be NVIDIA. You know what I mean? As long as they stay in business and they give people something that competes with NVIDIA, I think we'll be in a good place. But it's been hard to find that because whenever they do, like a B580, because NVIDIA has nothing to compete with that, or the 9070 XT, NVIDIA does have something to compete with that, but it's more expensive. They go out of stock. So make more, okay? Intel and AMD, you have to make more. If you want to compete, you have to make more and you have to price it accordingly. They know this, but it's risky. It's risky from a business end because here's what happens. Everyone says they want a 9070 XT. Okay, we make 1 million of them. We only sell 500 grand. Now we have 500,000 graphics cards that we can't sell sitting on shelves and hard to push out. And that's money that they spent to make them that they could really use to make other stuff. So it's hard. I understand where they're coming from. Creating chips is not easy. There's a reason why there's only a couple companies in the entire world that can do it. It's not easy and it's expensive. So it's difficult. The perfect storm, yeah, exactly. $200 for 8 gigs of VRAM in 2025 where games can barely even run with 12 gig, that's not worth it one bit. Now you say that, but there are graphics cards that are way more than $200 that only have 8 gigs of VRAM. So, but here's the problem. 8 gigs of VRAM on a $200 card, it's not the VRAM that's holding you back. Like, you're not gaming past 8 gigs of VRAM on a card that costs $200, unfortunately. Like, it's just not even powerful enough. So I understand where you're coming from. I want more VRAM as well. I think it's crazy that they haven't done it, but in that specific scenario, the VRAM isn't going to be what's holding you back. It's going to be a lot of other stuff. And then you have the folks who absolutely need to upgrade every generation because they can't help themselves. Reluctant Hero, why would you come onto the stream and call me out like that to my face? We are a proud people. We are proud people. AMD aren't willing to take risks or price their products aggressively to take market share away from NVIDIA. Yeah, I mean, they just need to do it. I think it's a sinking hole, unfortunately. It feels bad, man, to yeah, it's difficult, man. Which GPU would you recommend for my grandpa if I go for the Ryzen 5600 and the budget is good? It's hard to say budget is good, and I think you're in Germany, so I don't know the market there. So I'll give you an answer as if you were in America. For a Ryzen 5600, what is budget good? $1,000, $500, $400? I don't know. I will say a Ryzen 5600 is pretty mid-range CPU. You could put something, if you're buying a used GPU, I would say maybe an RTX 3070 would be nice. I think those are $250 now. That would be a great pairing, and still a really great card. You can try to get a 5070 if they ever come out on sale. Yeah, I would say the 3070 is pretty good. A lot of tech tubers are bringing up a good point. AMD and NVIDIA aren't producing GPUs to demand because they can use that silicon in more profitable ways that will appease shareholders. That is also true, especially when you look at the margins on NVIDIA. Why waste money? Why waste time? Why waste silicon space on a card they're going to sell for $400 when they can use that time to sell a card that sells for $40,000? Like, it's a fun side project at that point. They're not selling 5080s and especially 5070s. They're not selling those to make money. They're selling them to keep NVIDIA in your hearts and in your minds until you become the type of person who needs to buy the H100 or whatever. That's kind of how it feels. I'm not sure how much space they have, but if it was me and you're telling me, hey, we have space to make a card that sells for $40,000, or we have space to make a card that sells for $400, can you blame them? Right? Excuse me. Jason, just like the new card, the used card like the 3070 are now price hiking. Last I checked, the 3070 was averaging $75 over the normal, which is $250. Yikes. That sucks. I would not pay $325 for a 3070 these days. Yeah. That sucks. I wouldn't do that. That is kind of what happens though, right? Whenever people can't get the new cards, they resort to used, and then when the used cards are gone, people have to increase the price. It's unfortunate. Yeah, that stinks. I would not spend that much. That's insane. Hey Jason, what do you think of the 9070 XT's value proposition even at $750-ish? My brother-in-law needs a GPU and I almost got him a 7070 Power Color Hellhound. It's a good card. Don't get me wrong. It is a good card. I've seen some benchmarks that put it near the 7900 XTX in some stuff, like not exceeding it, but pretty close. And that card was $1,000 for so long, right? Like, and the fact that we can get even close to it for $750, $770, I don't want to say I agree with it because I hate that we have to pay over MSRP by so much. But I would say if you really need a card for your brother-in-law, in reality, an extra $100 to $150 is not going to hurt you. Especially if you use that GPU for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. You use a computer every single day to play games all the time for years and years and years, using it to do your taxes, using it to communicate with friends. What is an extra $150 over the case or over the course of like several years, right? It's nothing. It's nothing, truly. If you look at it that, and in that price range, that is how you're looking at it. So like truly, I would say pull the trigger if you're okay with that. You never know what could happen tomorrow. If you're in the US especially, there might be a 25% tariff on that tomorrow. And I mean that literally tomorrow. You don't know. So it's kind of this fear of like what's going to change tomorrow, and today we don't know. And so I don't want to say, go ahead and buy it. You need to be scared, but I don't know. I think it might be worth it. It's a good card. I think it's a great card, actually. Let me switch this around. Mr. C&D, what's up, man? Everyone, I want everyone to you have to give a proper Mr. C&D, a proper hello to Mr. C&D. He's a channel member. You see he has my face next to his name. Mr. C&D, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but that face is not just my face. If you look very closely, that actually has my beard, eyebrows, and hair all dyed blonde. So it's like a blonde version of me. And the idea was that it's supposed to be the golden version, right? Because it's all blonde. So it's like a golden for members. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Okay, I sadly missed purchasing because I hesitated, but we'll keep searching. Yeah, and that's the fear, right? The fear of missing out. Because now you're having to deal with that kind of that mentality. It's like, dang, should have bought that. But then what's going to happen is you're going to find a card at $820, and you're going to be like, I'm not missing this one. And now you're spending more money than you originally envisioned. You're spending $820 for a card that costs $600. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but truly, don't feel too bad if you overspend a little bit. Just don't buy from a scalper. Okay, please. Don't encourage them. Please. I feel special. All the channel members are special. Anyone who donates to the stream is special. I give them special treatment. I will say nice things about them, and I will draw you. To be fair, I think the 6090 is going to be 4K, and that's when we will be in a world of what the hell. That would be crazy. But that would make the 5090s keep their value for even longer, so that wouldn't be the end of the world. Someone posted a funny question somewhere. Which GPU should I get to do my taxes? That is pretty good. A GT 1030. Us poors are screwed in this GPU economy. I guess I'll just add 100 more mods to Skyrim. And yeah, that's a good point, actually. If you can't afford a new card, if you can't afford a new computer, if you can't afford anything, don't worry about it. Like, truly, all the new games suck anyway. There's very few of them are worth buying a computer for. There are so many games you can play very easily on what you have. Millions of them. They're all awesome. So many. So don't worry too much about missing out on a couple of AAA games. They all suck. It's fine. But I know what you mean, Max. It is kind of disheartening because sometimes some games do come out and you're like, man, I guess I don't get to play it. That sucks. Yeah. But then people on console, they bought a $500 machine. They get to play it. That's the downside of PC building, isn't it? Exactly. Damn, Jason's going further beyond just saying, thanks, dude. I try. Just play old games, no need to upgrade. Yep. I was hoping the new GPUs would be reasonably priced so I could upgrade my 3060. Yeah. If you can get the 9070 XT for MSRP, it might be worth it, but it depends what your budget is, Mr. C&D. Hopefully the 5060 is like really good and not $400, because I'm worried it's going to be $400 and it's not going to be as good as like the 4060, which already was barely as better than the 3060, right? I love the 3060. It has 12 gigs of VRAM. It's like and it's really reasonably priced. It has DLSS and ray tracing. It's a fantastic card. So hopefully we can get something good for the mid-rangers. Real talk, how much did y'all spend on the spring Steam sale? I already bought too many games. Not that much, actually. I have a lot of games on Steam already, so I don't... I've spaced out my spending over years. So whenever a new sale comes up, I don't buy too much. Let me see what I bought. I bought Geometry Dash for $2. A game I never played before, but I saw some video on it, and I'm like, I kind of want to mess around with this. That seems fun. I bought Get to Work, which was, I think, $8, so not too much. I bought Repo, which, again, not too expensive. I bought Heavy Rain for $1, Detroit Become Human for a couple more dollars, the Jackbox Survey Scramble for a couple dollars, Dale and Dawson Stationary Supplies for a couple more dollars. So I'd say all in all, I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, and I probably spent like $30 to $35 for all of them, which I think is a pretty good deal. Maybe $40. And that's a lot of hours in these games. Heavy Rain is 30 hours. Detroit Become Human is 30 hours. A lot of these are multiplayer games. I'm going to get a lot of time out of. So yeah, I certainly got some games, but I didn't spend too much. Imagine buying a $2,000 PC to play Fortnite. Oh, wait. Now, imagine paying that much to play RuneScape. That's the problem. I built a PC for someone, and they told me they were going to play, this AAA game, that AAA game. It's been 3 or 4 years now, and I've only seen them play RuneScape on it. So, and they spent like $1,800 on the PC. So, don't feel too bad. At least Fortnite uses your graphics card, right? Most people just use their computers to run Discord, watch YouTube videos, browse the hub, and play RuneScape. So at least you're using it on Fortnite. As you mentioned, the 3060 12 gig, do you think NVIDIA might be planning to remove that card to force us to get 4060s and 50 series cards on the budget tier? Yeah, absolutely. That's what NVIDIA does. NVIDIA does not discount their cards, really. They will simply stop making them. I'm surprised the 3060 was made for as long as it was. It really only, they stopped making it 6-7 months ago. It's pretty good. They were making it even when the 4060 was already out. And usually NVIDIA doesn't do that. They stop making cards a couple months before the new one comes out. I mean, they stopped making 4090s months ago. So yeah, that's exactly their goal. They stop making them so you don't have that, do I buy last gen or current gen? AMD does. You can still to this day buy an RX 6600 brand new on Amazon. And while the stock is dwindling, I think they've stopped making them now. I mean, you still can, and that's pretty cool. And even at Prime Day last year, they were trying to sell through all their old AMD stock because they had a ton. 7900 XTX, 7900 GRE, there were so many on sale. And that's kind of one of the benefits of buying AMD. Getting ready to spend on the spring sale soon. Spiritfarer is good. I think I have that game and I have not played it. I probably bought it in a Humble Bundle years ago. That's the boat one, right? The boat one? Farewell edition? What is that? Yeah, this is the boat one. Okay, so I don't have this. I think we have this on Switch. I think my wife has played this on Switch because this looks very familiar. Spiritfarer is good. RoboCop was $10, so I got that. I got Spiritfarer for $4, and people say it's a great indie. I've heard good things about Spiritfarer, yeah. And you can play it on anything. You can probably play it on a phone. It looks very simple. I am getting ready to start playing Terraria for the first time. Some of my friends said a new update's coming soon, I suppose, and they wanted to start a server again and go through the stuff. It's just been out for so long and I've never played it. I kind of get the gist of what it is, but they know everything. So playing with people who already know what they're doing, they could beat the game in 30 minutes. So I think they're going to have to force themselves to slow down just so we can all enjoy it. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I'm trying more indie games. Got Stanley Parable and this Metroidvania called Tales of Iron. Nice. Isn't that a mouse game? Are there mice in that game? I think that's a mouse game. Let me check. Tales of Iron. That is a mouse game. Yeah, I love a lot of indie games. There are so many. Do people still play Marvel Rivals? Did that game fall off? It's not an indie game, but I'm just thinking different track, not an indie game. Marvel Rivals Steam charts. It's over. Oh no, gotta move that over. Wow. Yeah, people are still playing it. Oh wait, hold on. You can't see this. 206,000 people are playing right now on PC alone. I thought this was going to be 50,000. I'm blown away. That's a lot. The last 30 days averaged 200,000 players. Wow, people still like this game. That's awesome. Usually these things, they fall off so quickly. Wow. Are y'all playing this? Like, obviously, it's not the all-time peak. I get that, but it's never going to be. But 200,000 after a couple months is really good. So many games just fall off. No, still going. The RX 6650 XT is a legendary GPU. I love it. Got it for 220. Hopefully AMD comes out with a similar card at that price point. I love that card. Yeah, for 220, that is a solid price, especially brand new. Yeah, I just started playing Rivals. Yeah, I've played it a little bit, a couple hours. It's fun. It's interesting. Now, the game I want everyone to like is the Finals. The Finals is one of the best shooters we've had in a very, very long time. It has the verticality, it has the speed, it has the destruction, it has everything you want out of a modern shooter, and yet right now we only have 12,000 people. Their all-time peak is only a little bit bigger than Marvel Rivals, but you know, it's Marvel, can't compete with that. But this game, I feel like, is one of the few shooters that have actually been able to compete with Titanfall 2 in terms of the speed, the gunplay, the sounds, the set, the design, destruction, verticality, up, like everything. It's like so good, and it's just not getting the player base, unfortunately. But I wish it did. It's a great game. Day one was brutal. Everybody was like, what are you doing? Yes, it was. I do remember that. I was there for day one, and it's like, because there's just so much going on. Marvel Rivals is so bombastic. There's like a lot going on. That game ain't never dying once those mods keep kicking for Marvel Rivals. Very true. I honestly think the gunplay in the Finals is bad. Everything else is good, though. Yeah, that's fair. It's a fair criticism. I like it. I like that there's a multitude of guns that feel good. Most of them feel good. They feel like they do what they should do. Hey, Jason, how are you? Chris Toon, how are you, man? Doing good. Thanks for watching. I heard the Finals is a bit demanding. It is, actually. For an esports title, it has ray tracing kind of built in, which, man, that's tough. For an esports game, it's kind of high. I think if it had lower requirements, I think it'd be more popular. I think that's like one of the few things holding it back. The skill ceiling is very high. But it's free, new season, and with season 2 approaching, it will maintain popularity. Yeah, Rivals is going strong. It's good to see. Speaking of games, for everyone's opinion, does anyone think Warzone might EOS if its numbers don't improve? Yeah, probably. I mean, Call of Duty is a huge franchise. I would say it doesn't. Look, what I'm saying is that it's not going to be tomorrow. I'm pretty sure you can still play like Call of Duty 2 online. So they keep servers up for a while, for a long time. So unless literally 0 people play it, I think they're going to keep it up for a minute, you know. So don't worry if it's going to go away tomorrow. And it works on my potato PC. Yeah, Rivals is surprisingly okay for optimization. I'm really debating on getting a 7900 XT for 720, close to a Micro Center for the deal. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. If you are gonna buy that, it might just be worth it to get the 9070 XT, if you can, right? So if you have no other options, that's a great choice and a pretty good price for the card, I suppose. But it's, you know, for what we've got going on today, right? Because of GPU shortages and all that. But if you can wait a little bit and get a 9070 XT for the same price, I think it's going to be a better deal for you. Troy says, hi, Jason. Troy, what are you doing here? Troy? This is taking forever. How's it going, Troy? Yeah, 97 XT's out of stock everywhere. Yeah. I know, man. It sucks. And I wish I can give better advice. But what I'm saying is, don't feel bad if you buy the 7900 XT or the 7900 XT. It's a great card. If it's within your budget and it's all you can get, don't feel problem. No big deal. Because it is a good card at the end of the day. Oh, now it's too small. There we go. I'm learning. Thank you, Troy. Yeah, 97 XT is out of stock everywhere. I know, it sucks. I have an Ryzen 7 5700X and 5700 XT. Which should I upgrade first? You can get away with upgrading the GPU first. Because if you upgrade the CPU, you can only upgrade to like one or two GPU. What else can you go, right? You're on AM4. So you're either going to upgrade to a 5800X or a 5800X 3D or 5900. I don't think you should, or any of that kind of stuff. No Ryzen 9s. Let's be realistic. And you're not going to see that much of an upgrade. Like truly, in gaming, unless you're playing at like 1080p, you're not going to see that much of an upgrade. So upgrade the GPU first. Otherwise, upgrade your CPU, your motherboard, and your RAM to AM5 and DDR5 but that's a way more money, and you don't need to do that. So just upgrade your GPU and you should be good. Yep, upgrade 5700 XT. It's a good card, but it can't run modern AAA games anymore. How much do you want for the 5700 XT? 5700 XT. JMO, what up, JMO? I'm rocking a Minisforum BD795i SE, $400 16 core 32 thread CPU and a RX 6600 right now. I think I know what that motherboard is. That's like an ITX board, and it comes with the CPU built in and stuff. That's a really strong CPU for a 6600. You can certainly upgrade. I have a $300 motherboard. Wow, that's expensive, man. That is very expensive. Webster, what's up, dude? Hi, Jason. I recently get to know your channel, and I have been cleaning up your vids about budget PCs. I'm about to build my first one with the help of some videos. That's awesome, man. Welcome. I'm super glad you can learn from the videos and put it to your use. That's awesome. First build, can we get claps in the chat for Webster? He's gonna build his first PC soon. Hype. I wish I had a hype button I could press that it would go or something like some golf claps or something. Maybe we need a soundboard because it's just me on here and yeah. This, I think I have this. The BD7951. This sounds so familiar. Yeah, 5.4 gigahertz on it. It's decent, but I'm maxing out at 1440p in some games, medium setting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's gonna be your GPU for sure. Great motherboard and CPU, but yeah, with the RX 6600, you could go to like 5090 on that thing. So you're doing just fine. Is 7600 a good upgrade, or what should I look for? It's all about your budget. The 7600 is not bad. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Good CPU, but it just depends on what you're using for, what your GPU is, what you're going to be doing. Yeah, that's a good upgrade if it's the right price. Max giving claps for Webster. Vin giving claps for Webster. Thanks for coming, Webster. Congrats on your new build. Damn, if that $300 motherboard doesn't come with at least 4 NVMe slots, then I would return. My personal opinion, of course. But what if he doesn't want 4 NVMe slots? What if he wants, well, what other features do expensive motherboards have? 10 gig internet networking, I don't know. About how much GPU horsepower can a Ryzen 7600X handle at 1440p 4K without bottlenecking? Truly, I believe you could use something like a 5080 on a Ryzen 7600X without any issues. The biggest problem, that's why like there's no point in doing like i7s for gaming. Truly, most games max out with an i5. And if you do go i7 or Ryzen 7, Ryzen 5, whatever, you're going to get like single digit FPS performance increase. So the Ryzen 7600X can realistically game just fine on like a 5080, probably a 5090. Like, let's be honest. It's not going to be that much of a difference. single digit differences, I'd bet. So it can actually handle a lot. Like people, if it's just for gaming, you're going to be just fine. Don't overthink the CPU. People think they need a super powerful CPU. I mean, if you got a 12600K right now or a Ryzen 7600X, it's going to be able to handle anything, especially at 1440p 4K. If you were going 1080, there is an argument to be made that you're going to be CPU bottleneck because a lot of games rely on CPU in lower resolution stuff, especially if you're playing things like Fortnite and other CPU bound stuff. You're going to see a little bit of a difference, but 1440p and 4K, you're good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it is a fantastic board. I think I have it. I think I have it in my pile somewhere over there. It sounds familiar, or I have something similar. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Congrats, Webster. The 7700 XT minimum for decent FPS at 1440p on AAA titles. It just depends. It depends on the titles, and it depends what you mean decent. That's the weird part about PC building. It's like people will say minimum, they'll say decent, and they'll say on some titles. These are three very subjective words. Now, but what people don't understand is that this is Atomic Zombie's opinion, right? And this person is entitled to that opinion. So it's not like he or she is wrong. It's just that that's their opinion. And if you don't share that opinion, that's okay. But for them, that's kind of where they draw the line. They believe that's the minimum for the titles that they play at 1440p and what they consider decent, right? So it's all up to where your threshold is. Thanks, the 9800 X3D is less tempting now. Yes, unless you have a hole in your pocket. You don't need a 9800 X3D. Like, you will see a performance increase, yes, but it's not going to be night and day. It's going to be a couple FPS, like really, like truly. Maybe if you went 9800 X3D from like a 12400 or something, right? Like a lower end CPU, you might see double digit for sure, but it's nothing crazy. It's not night and day. So unless you have money burning in your pocket, don't feel like you have to buy the most expensive CPU. Of course he wants 4 NVMe slots. 1 slot for modern games, 2 slot for emulator games, 3 slot as a both drive for everything else, and Windows, and slot 4 for the anime stuff. You do have a point there. I mean, I can't argue with that. That's what I would do with that space. Yeah, I'm still kind of scared with the parts, but something I do have clear is that I want a Ryzen 5600 or 5600X with an RX 6600 or 6600 XT. Yeah, that sounds great to me. Nothing scared about that, Webster. You've got it. You've got it all figured out. All of that would be fine. Both of those CPUs with both of those GPUs would be no problem. You have nothing to worry about. You totally got it. I'm getting a lot of alerts about my alarm system being triggered, and I'm trying to wonder what my wife is doing down there. I think she's unplugging things, and I'm getting worried. If you're not using a $50 micro ATX board and ATX case, what are you doing? That's kind of where I'm at, actually. That's kind of where I'm at. I think it does have like 4 NVMe slots. That's awesome. Go down. Here we go. Atomic Statements, translation for me, is that 60 FPS in a badly optimized AAA game like Black Myth: Wukong, which a 7700 XT could play well at 1440p. Yeah, that does sound right. And if you've noticed, a lot of modern AAA games in like the last year, their default graphic animation is to turn on super resolution. Like games like Wukong and Rebirth and stuff, these brand new AAA games literally come out the gate reducing your resolution. That's crazy. Like, why would your default mode be to trick people into, because people they don't know. Like, most people don't do their settings. They just go with whatever the game tells you to do. And so when you boot up Wukong, it immediately says, oh, your 4K resolution, half that, right out the gate. Or turn on whatever upscaler you use immediately. Don't even ask questions. Their go-to is to try to pull back the power that they've put into the game and to make you use stuff like that to get some frames because they didn't optimize the game properly, or like they're just relying on that stuff. And I'm glad this stuff exists. Don't worry. I love upscaling. I love DLSS and FSR. I love that stuff. But I don't think it should be the default on brand new AAA games whose whole business is that, you know, our game has the best graphics. Why are you forcing people to reduce the resolution then? Like, it's just weird. What motherboard do you think would be okay for me with that combo? That's the part I'm still stuck in. Don't overthink it, Webster. Truly, there is no motherboard you can go with that would be wrong. You could go with a cheap A320 and it would still be okay. Now, I wouldn't recommend that, but if you did it, it'd be fine. So I would say if you're going with that, just find a cheap B550 motherboard, okay? And so what that's going to be is it's a good mid-ranged motherboard, has all the features you need, probably 4 RAM slots, and you're not going to have to upgrade the BIOS on it because it's just going to work out of the box. So B550 motherboard, just find one that's a good price, no problem. Honestly, I would wait for the Ryzen 10,000 CPUs where the performance boost is well worth it. But then we're going to be waiting forever, man. One NVMe drive just for Call of Duty. AMD doesn't do well with Wukong, so I hear. Is that true? Probably. I think it's not that it doesn't do well. I think Wukong is like specialized for NVIDIA, right? So like NVIDIA is like optimized for it a little bit better. But I actually haven't tried it with AMD like too seriously. The B550M DS3H is my recommendation. Yeah, that's Gigabyte, right? Yeah. I have bought so many of the B450M DS3H. Truly, at least 10. Because there was a time where they were the only motherboard that was always on sale, and Micro Center had a deal where you can get a motherboard and a CPU and RAM sometimes for a really good price, and that was the motherboard. This was a couple years ago. And so like I've literally have bought the B450 version of that so many times. It's totally solid. No problem. Nope, I found out my motherboard only has 2 drives. Oh no. Doing the dog meme that's basking in the sunlight. I have 1 slot filled with a 1 terabyte drive. That's okay, Jama. Don't worry too much about it. They're razzing you. I only have a single NVMe drive in my computer. That is still a good motherboard to work with. Yeah. I would just say at this point, get a B550 because you never know if you buy a B450 and it's got, you know, outdated BIOS or something. So just to be sure, B550 and B550 is going to be PCIe 4. So they're basically the same price. I don't even know if you can get B450s anymore. But yeah, totally a good one. I do need to get one more to use an IO shield. Yeah. In Jamaica, we would say, and quote, go give it back. Okay. I guess I don't know enough about Jamaica. Oh man, my throat is dry. MSI MPG B550 Gaming Carbon Wi-Fi. Oh, Carbon? The Carbon ones are expensive, man. Yeah, that is expensive. I think their whole Carbon line is like their high-end one, right? Let me get y'all's idea on this. Let me get y'all's thoughts. I'm trying to think of things to do during stream in the future that is not PC building. So I'm going to run some ideas through y'all, and then I want you to throw some ideas back at me, okay? So one thing that I think is kind of an obvious is to do roast or review y'all's battle stations. So like maybe I open a Discord server or a Google form where y'all submit what your computer is, what your setup is, your desk, your chair, all that stuff, and then I pull it up on stream and I either roast it, if that's what you want, or I rate it. And so everyone can be a part of the stream and have your setup on the stream. I think that'd be really fun. Alternatively, we could do PC part picker lists. So if y'all are just like basically what we're doing right now with Webster, where you send me your list for a PC that you want to build, and we can all kind of look at it and say, yep, this looks good, or hey, this is where I would change things. So basically what we're doing with Webster right now, but in a more official and visual status. Roasting sounds like good fun. Roasting for sure. I have been missing roasts. I don't want to be mean to people though. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to don't roast mine. I'll get banned again. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to roast people if they don't want it. So if I do that, I would ask roast or rate, which basically means, are you okay with me being critical of your build, or do you want me to just look at it and be nice? Both are okay. Maybe I'll let people choose it. Setup reviews and suggestions would be dope. Yeah, that'd be fun. I love looking at battle stations and just why not both of them? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can totally do that. That's cool. I'd submit my build and setup. Can we do that now? I'd be down, but I don't have a way to look at that. So maybe we can do it next week. I really would love to start doing weekly streams. I'm just worried I don't have enough content, right? And I don't think you guys want to watch me play video games, just being honest. I don't think that's why y'all are here. So one thing I'm considering doing is doing a weekly stream on here for what we're doing now, which is PC related stuff, or answering tech questions and just hanging out, reading the news, that kind of stuff. And then I'm considering using my Twitch account where I will do more gaming related content. I might do some PC stuff over there as well, but that would be kind of I want to play a game for a few hours. Maybe I'll stream and just talk and hang out. Because I've tried playing games on YouTube stream. Everyone leaves. So, and I get that. I mean, that's not why y'all are here. So I get that too. I'm just trying to think of ideas, stream ideas for the future. And if I get enough ideas, I would love to do this weekly, maybe every Monday and Tuesday or something. Or sorry, Monday or Tuesday. Because I think that'd be pretty fun. Because I like doing it. I'm just always worried people are going to get bored for 2 hours if I'm not building a PC. But I can't build a PC every week. I don't have that. Let me see. Oh, nice. Thanks for the suggestion. I was thinking about the MSI B550M Pro VDH Wi-Fi. Great board. Sounds good. Go get it. Whatever's in your budget, man. That would be totally good. I would say just make sure that is the M variant, right? So that's MATX. It's the smaller motherboard. So it would fit in any PC case, but you're going to have a little bit of a gap at the bottom if you buy an ATX case. So just be aware of that. It's not going to hurt anything, but some people don't like it. Yes, sir. That's fire. You can put a disclaimer that if you submit some pics, you agree to get roasted. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do. Because I think roasting would be more fun. Yes, finally a Discord. Yes. Alternate PC part picker. Woo, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. If none are done, no. F turns over test. We'll see what I can do. Roasting is fun. Make sure you call us poor too. But here's the thing, Max. I know you're joking. You know I'm joking, right? We are joking. But there are truly people who watch this who actually are poor, right? And because we live in a worldwide internet, there are tons of people here from different countries. And so jokingly, yes, we can call each other poor, but there might be someone watching who's actually can't afford to eat, right? You know what I mean? And so I would feel bad to call someone who lives in a third world country that there's just no job opportunities, right? I'd feel bad to call them poor. So I know you're joking and I'm joking, but I don't know. It feels like I would accidentally hit a stray to someone who doesn't deserve it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll put that on the disclaimer. It's we'll call you poor. And on another stream, we roast Facebook gaming PCs for sale ads. I've considered that too. I'm just worried people are going to message them. So what I've thought about is instead of doing it live, I will pull them up and hide out all of the information. basically Greek it out, which means to like hide everything. No one will ever be able to find them, and then maybe we can like pull from a list. Like I have a folder and we just go through them. I've considered that, but that's a good one, Robert. More keyboard and mouse reviews. I don't think I know anything about keyboard and mice, to be honest. I don't know a lot. Hold on, my wife's asking for a code. I do know a few things, mostly what I like and what I dislike, but I wouldn't be able to give any detailed reviews. No, I'm from America. JMO, poor people exist in America too, bro. You can do peripheral reviews and making budget gaming setups. Yeah. Monday nights would be a nice time. Okay. I'm considering either Monday or Tuesday. Because Wednesday, Danny and Craft Computing do their streams. Thursday is Zach. Friday is WAN show, right? I don't want to do the weekend. So it would have to either be Monday or Tuesday. That's just how I feel. I feel like a setup tier list or something, people submit setups and create tier lists. Oh yeah, we could do tier lists as well. That'd be fun. Maybe we do like a GPU tier list or something like a PC case tier list. Or we do a competition where everyone submits their setup and whoever has the best one wins. I don't know. Well, you can do a series of roasting and then some recommendations after the roast, or do like roast, then recommendation, then back to roast. So Peter, what you're talking about is a compliment sandwich where we say something nice and then we say something critical and then back to something nice, right? But you're doing the opposite of it. You're doing a shit sandwich, right? Yes. The idea would be, I don't want to just roast people. It would be recommendations and it would be like my idea, but it would be slightly more critical than people are expecting. So, yeah. Facts, jokingly, but realistically, what Jason is saying is true. I'm from Jamaica. I'm not poor, but I am going through a lot right now, but it's not the same for other third world countries that are worse. Saying I'm from the US and I'm not poor is like saying I'm from Canada and I'm legit starving every day because they're in the thick of it. Yes, as we say out here, not everyone is Bill Gates. You have Bill Fences. Yeah, pretty much. And that's why like I don't want to hurt anyone who is truly hurting, because it doesn't matter what country they're in, technically, like, you know, but like I know some people from Pakistan who there's just no avenue for them to make money. Like truly, there's just no avenue. They've told me their whole scenario. They don't know what to do. And I don't want to sit here and go, and they show me their setup that they spent a year saving up for. And I'm like, poor. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such in bad taste because I don't know their whole story. If they spent a year saving up for it, then that's awesome. And they like it, then they should like it. But yes, I think if I tell people, if you submit this, be okay with being roasted a little bit, and I'll give some recommendations. And if you can afford it, maybe you do it. If not, it's okay. But yes, if I let you call me poor, will you do it? Yes. If you are okay with it, I will call you poor. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to shoot strays to someone who doesn't deserve it. But if you're okay with it, I'll call you poor. I don't care. You can call me poor. Who cares? Right? But that's coming from a place of privilege, right? We're okay with that because we don't believe we are poor. But if I was very, very poor, or if I was in a situation where like, man, I'm just having a hard time even getting food, and someone on the internet calls me poor for saying my computer's not good enough, I'd be pretty pissed, to be honest, right? I have enough going on. Bro, I'm from DR, third world country. I'm down for the roast. Well, that's good to know, Webster, honestly. So I'll keep that in mind. Yes. So, okay. So just prepare. Next week, we're going to do this. So next week, I will, I'll have a Discord server, or I'll have like a Google form ready, and I'll post out beforehand so people can submit, and you guys can submit pictures and detailed lists of like what you have and stuff, so I can go through it. So if you're going to be here for that, just be sure to take several photos of your setup from like 5 different angles and give like a detailed list of what you have, and like maybe like, you know, here's my setup, here's what I like, here's what I don't like, what do you recommend, call me poor, whatever. But I'll give instructions for that later. So I don't think we're going to do it this Monday, but probably the next Monday. So the 24th. All right. So March 24th, USA time, around the same time. Get your photos ready, and I'll post out beforehand on Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky, all that stuff. So y'all can come back and we can do that. Mousepad tier list when? Thermal paste tier list. I would rather do a mousepad, dude. Thermal paste tier list? No way. Both ways would work. I'd like to think of you're a part of this community. You should know it's all lighthearted. That is also true, Mr. C&D. That is also true. I agree with that. I'm at the point where it's like, hey, you know what you signed up for. How many dick jokes do I make in YouTube videos? You should know by now. It's all lighthearted. We're all a joke. You know, we all love each other, but you never know. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be safe. I'm not trying to get canceled. No lie, Jason. That line, "ha, poor," is killing me. That's what a lot of me and my friends will do. We will... none of us are truly poor. Like, you know what I mean? And poor is such an interesting concept because poor in a first world country is very different from poor in a third world country. Like, and the term poor doesn't mean much. I've heard people say they're poor when they can afford all their bills, they can afford all their food, they can afford a vehicle, they can afford luxuries, and they go, yeah, I'm poor because I can't build a 5090. I'm like, you are not poor. Okay. Don't say that. But, you know, I get where they're coming from. Yay. Finally, a tech YouTuber Discord I can join. I'm excited for your enthusiasm, man. PC case tier list would be insane along with a monitor tier list. A case tier list I could probably do. I don't think I know enough monitors to do a tier list of that because, I would just be going off of specs alone. Like, I truly have not looked at enough monitors to do that. But I've built in a lot of cases before that I could probably I could do a nice tier list for. There are millions of Americans who are living in the third world too, especially with healthcare, rent, and other factors. Sorry, I didn't mean to get political. Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter what country you're in, but it is very different. By the way, poor, Max, you're poor. Okay? Just so we're clear. Get this off my screen. Yeah, so get ready for that. We will we'll do that on the 24th of March. And hopefully we can do a weekly stream. That'd be really fun. One thing I've also liked doing that I want to do, but Danny told me not to. I would love to do community gaming where we all play something together. Like, maybe I say, hey, here's a Halo lobby, let's all go play together, or here's a Fortnite lobby or something. I don't know, I don't play Fortnite, but I'm just saying something like that where we play some games together for people who are available or who own those games, haven't installed. I think that'd be pretty fun. But Danny from Nerd on a Budget has done that in the past, and he showed me his list, and basically how it works is like, hey, look, everyone's watching the stream. Okay, time to start gaming. Right? Like, it's just gone. Like, people totally tune out if you're streaming games in our space because that's not why you're here. So that's just how it works. So we'll see. I might do that on Twitch. I feel like Twitch is more suited for that world. So maybe this will be my main real stream. And then if you still like me after hearing me call you poor for a week, you can go to Twitch and watch me there, and I'll play some games, or I'll just hang out, or maybe I'll edit a video on stream or something, because I'm trying to do more involvement. Maybe another talk is about PC flipping. Yeah, maybe we can do something like that. That'd be fun. I know a lot of people are really, really into that space right now. Danny was showing me, I mean, there's a bunch of small creators making content over flipping right now, like tons of them. There was one person he showed me that was a young, so I think she was like 18 or 17 or 19 or something, very young. It was a woman, very rare in tech on YouTube, and she was a person of color, and she was making PC flipping content. And I'm like, that is awesome, dude. Like, we don't get much of that. We don't get much of that content. We don't get people like you. it's fantastic to see. We love to see more and more people come into this space, and so I was like super happy to see that. And she's doing well. Like her videos are doing really, really well for her size. Twitch is a good idea. Rad, do you prefer to watch streams on Twitch or YouTube? Because I feel like it's very different vibes, but some people really do prefer one or the other. Twitch is a good idea, not bad at all. Okay. Sounds like Jez or Jazz. What is that? Is that the person's name? I also agree about Twitch and YouTube idea. Okay. I'm glad we're all in agreement. So that is how I feel. Like YouTube is business, right? This is business. But to see a grown man play Minecraft with a bunch of children, maybe that's a Twitch stream. You watch, oh, okay, more Twitch. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's this guy who is flipping PC until he buys a house. I'm like, wow, this content is growing. For the original guy who started that, still doing. Yeah, that's Elijah. Elijah's Lab. He's very popular in that space. People love it for the 2 YouTube channels about PC flipping. Gotcha. Yeah. Twitch would be fine for a platform. Okay. Yeah. I will say this. People ask me to do this all the time. Yes, Elijah's Lab. That's right. People ask us all the time, can I make flipping content? And the truth is I don't flip anymore, really. I sell some stuff sometimes, but I wouldn't call it flipping. To be vulnerable for a moment, there are a lot of young people who watch this kind of content. If you look at Elijah's Lab or other flippers, all of the comments are primarily young people, right? Like people under 18, and that's fine. The problem is that they are the ones who are most likely to be enamored by it because they need money, right? They don't have jobs. They're underage. And so this PC flipping is an avenue for them to make some money on the side, while they're going to school or stuff. And that's awesome. Like I'm totally on board for that. But then I see comments that are like, hey bro, I followed your guidelines and I am now $800 in the hole. I spent all my birthday savings on it and nobody's buying my computer. Like, what do? I wish I had this money back. And when I see that, I don't blame the flipper content. It's not their fault. But I don't want to be in a scenario where my stream my content is putting children or adults in a scenario where they are, it's like drop shipping. It feels like it's like I'm like telling people, look at what I'm doing. It's so easy to make money doing this, right? Even if I'm not pushing it necessarily. I don't know. It just feels weird, doesn't it? It feels like I want to help people save money. I don't want to help people make money, right? Because to make money, you have to spend money in PC flipping, and that's just the way it is. And I don't want to put people, especially children, in a place where they are spending money to try to make money and they're flipping PCs on Facebook and stuff. And so anytime people ask me why I don't make PC flipping content, that's the real reason, because I don't want to be in that space right now. So maybe in the future, maybe. I did do one video on flipping, and even to this day, people still comment, when's the next flipping video? And it's primarily because of that, because I don't want to make content that encourages children to, it's kind of, I don't know. And this is a good point, dude. PC flippers on YouTube probably make more money from YouTube than the flips. I can tell you for a fact it's true. Again, no shade. And I don't think they would disagree. If you ask them that, they'd be like, yeah, of course. They do. The YouTube video, especially if it has an ad on it, almost certainly made more money than the flip. If it's just ad revenue and it's not a big channel, probably not. But if it's a medium-sized channel, 40, 50K subscribers, and it's getting good views, they definitely made more on it. And if there's an ad on it, they definitely made more on it. And so, I don't know. What is y'all's thoughts on that? I'm not trying to put shade to them. I get the content is kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch people make money, right? Like, but the problem is that I see a lot of the comments and just like, man, And especially if you go to their Discord, it is full of children kind of like talking in a way. It's like, yo, how much did you cop this week? You know, how much did you sell these PC for? Like, they're all like in a little group, like talking about how much money they made. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I don't want to do this for y'all. I'll show y'all how to save money and I'll give you the tools to do that. And we can talk about PCs, but I don't want to show you how to like make money. You know what I mean? Because it's not just getting a job. It's like putting money into it. And I don't want to put someone in that position. I posted that same comment. The PC profit is way less than the YouTube income. Yeah, absolutely. YouTube first, then retire to Twitch after. That's kind of the goal, isn't it? That's the Christopher Yee special. Would not be surprised the sponsorships made more money than the flip did. Speaking as someone who takes sponsorships, I'm going to tell you, yes, they do. Even for someone of my size, I don't think I would be able to sell a computer at a profit for more than they pay for a sponsorship. There's no way. I assume Elijah separates the flip money and YouTube money. Yeah, of course. And I think obviously his YouTube money is going towards bills and his own probably has savings, but specifically for a house in terms of like making interesting content that ends up to a goal. Yeah, I'm sure he's putting the flipping stuff towards that, but it is very true. Like that, the PC flipping is not, it's not a viable career. It is only viable for these flipper creators because they are making YouTube content. And if they weren't making the content, they would not make a full-time job from flipping. It truly is. It's just not happening. And if anyone tells you otherwise, it's good side money. It's fun. It's a good hobby. It's, you know, a side gig, a side hustle or whatever. But if I don't want these 17-year-olds to think, you know, I'm just going to flip PCs for a living. Like you're slinging PCs for $200 profit every time. That's hard, man. You're competing with Best Buy. You're competing with custom building, you know, like it's, Peter's got the right idea. I just do it as a hobby for fun since I just enjoy building PCs more than anything. And that's the way to look at it. And that's why I think people should do it. I do think it's fun, especially if you like building PCs. It's a fun way to get your hands on PCs and to play with them. And hey, you get to turn your hobby into a little profit. That's pretty good too. I like that a lot. Just don't go into it thinking this is my life. Unless you start a company and start churning out PCs, which would require a lot of advertising and a lot of infrastructure and buying a building and stuff. Like it's very, very difficult. I would make much more flipping if I lived with my parents. Exactly, Robert. Exactly. And they do. And that's why it seems good at first. But in a real world scenario, when you're a functioning adult, flipping PCs isn't enough money, unfortunately. It's just not. But I think I missed some. Okay, I can respect Jason. Honestly, if I don't want to do something for a specific reason, I won't force you to do it. And what I like is that your content shows how to save money. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Like, I'm not saying I'll never do flipping content. I just, just sharing my thoughts on like why I don't do it consistently. I'm open to talk about it. We can talk about it, no problem. I just don't want a dedicated video. I feel like they're all the same, right? It's like, it's all about the money. I made $500 flipping PCs, and the thumbnail is like them fanning out a bunch of 20s, and there's like a computer next to it, right? There are a couple flipping creators that I enjoy that even if they're pretty small. Elijah's obviously pretty much the guy who kind of, he didn't start it. I would say Tech Yes City is kind of the one who started that whole content wave. But then it turned into Elijah. And then you have Budget Tears. If y'all have seen him, he does a lot of flipping content. And then there's that new one who you said her name was Jez, right? Let me see. I want to pull it up. Jez or Jazz? Another flipper. I don't know any of these people. Wow, there's a lot of flipping content. Yes, you're right. Jess PCs here. Oops. Jess PCs, yeah. And look, just 5 days ago, she uploaded a video, and this is a new person. Only 17 videos. Look at that. Her thumbnails look suspiciously like. And look, flash the money, computer, flash the money, computer, flash the money, computer, flash the money, computer. No shade, truly. Like it's working out for her. I think one of these did really insanely well, and that's where she popped off. Look at this, 160,000 views. Good for her. Fantastic. Flipping PCs till I can quit my job. See, they're all kind of going on like a goal, which is awesome, and it's a fun goal for the viewer, right? Like we can all kind of like wrap our head around it. It's like a series. And there was that one kid, like a 16-year-old kid, who it was like PC flipping until I build my dream computer. Yeah, this kid, look at that, funny. He made a bunch of videos that did well, and then he made a video that was all the videos combined and got 170,000 views. People love this content. They love it. 91,000, 31, 15, 30, 170. Yep. Oh my gosh. He switched to cars, and his car videos are doing better than his PC ones. Amazing. Good for him. This kid's off. Flipping sports cars until I buy my dream car. It's interesting how you can switch from PCs to cars and still keep your audience. Look at that. People just like this kid. Good for him. Yeah, so this kind of, it's very common. It's a very new way to go about YouTube these days. And I'm for it. I mean, not for me, but for them, sure. I do some PC flipping for fun and tend to talk in a lot of Discord servers. A thing that could help is maybe something with PC part picker list to see if it can make money, or if not, if they want to sell. That would be great. There should be like a budget, a flipping calculator somehow. And also how to use up your full budget of any budget which is needed in this economy. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, his YouTube money is what he lives on, and the flipping money is for a down payment for a house. Elijah's pretty transparent about that. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I don't think he says like, I made $200 profit from a PC and, $300 from a sponsorship, so that's going towards the house. Like, he obviously needs to eat and live and have his own, his own savings. So, no problem. I feel like it's an easy $100 upcharge for someone who doesn't want to build their own. Yeah, not that it could replace the job. Absolutely. Dear landlord, I will pay rent when my PC flip sells. I wonder if people have done that. I'm a little behind. There's Jez and Jazz. Oh, is that a different person? There's Jazz flipping? Let me see. Those are two different people. Wow, you're right. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Another flipper called Jazz Builds, not Jess Builds, Jazz. Nice, good for them. And look, see? Look at the thumbnail. Flash the money, computer. Profit. They use the word profit. They say profit, money, flash the money, point to the computer. It's a very typical way to do things. Who's this person? Oh, it's an ad. Oh, does this person not show their face? That's okay. Another ad, okay. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, love to see new creators in the space. They're all kind of going on that formula, which is very cool. I like Basic Dad Tech. I think that's the name. Not a flipper, though. Basic Dad Tech. I see. Interesting. Oh, he's doing pretty good. Nice. So Basic Dad Tech does like budget PCs, console stuff, handheld stuff, phones, very ETA Prime. Wow, he'll review anything. Yeah, very ETA Prime. This guy definitely like the ETA Prime. Oh no, he wears black gloves. That is my My pet peeve in videos. Why are you wearing black gloves? Like, why are you wearing gloves at all? What's going on here? Interesting. So you can see his wrists. That's cool though. Love to see new creators on the platform. ZTT inspired. That's right. I forgot. I mean, for the longest time, Zach was like, flipping Friday or whatever. Like, this is an easy way. And it was during COVID, during the early days of COVID, it was very, very popular to flip PCs. Like, oh man, you can make so much money back then. Just because there wasn't enough. Like, it sucked, but yeah, here we go. Budget tiers, Casual Tech Review, Jess's PCs, Jazz Builds, Elijah, P Custom, and Weenie Tech Builds are the ones I watch right now. Dang, you watch a lot of flipping content. Yeah, that just shows you. And what I've noticed in this list, a lot of these people, or arguably all of them, are smaller creators. Even Elijah is like less than 50K. And that's what I really like about this kind of this realm, is that all the creators are pretty small still. It's a very new thing, which is great to see. Elijah recently revealed his video that he had moved to Cali that will significantly increase the amount of money he needs to buy a house. Good luck to him. Oh man. Yeah, so man, that's crazy. He was having a hard time living in the middle of nowhere in a flyover state. How is he going to afford living in California? Elijah's very young. He spent all of his house money on a nice car. So hopefully he's okay. That's expensive. I like PC Rehab, flips PCs to build a giveaway PC. That's cool. That's a good goal. I kind of like that, actually. Huh. Jazz Builds has some crazy flips, and I wonder how she gets parts at prices she gets. Do you think she's lying? I don't know anything about her. I'm just saying, like, that's always... People, anytime I say, like, yeah, I got this for this price, people are like, yeah, that's a lie. And then I'll put the receipt in the video, and they'll still go, it's still a lie. I don't think she's lying, but good for her for getting good prices. Yeah, you gotta wheel and deal that, man. There's another YouTube PC flipper from Australia that recently moved to the US, but he's actually funny and features his wiener dog in all his videos. Okay, very cool. The weenie dog one is hilarious. I never heard of that one. That is Weenie Tech Builds. He goes to the same micro center I go to. Oh, very cool. Weenie Tech. The gloves are most likely to prevent fingerprints or finger damage. Yeah. I do watch Zach as well, but he does not consistently do PC flipping. Yeah, he doesn't do PC flipping at all, really. I think he's more about selling his own PCs in a company, and I wouldn't call that flipping, right? Like, he's just, I mean, kind of, yes, but whenever it's an actual company, it's system integrator, not necessarily PC flipping. I think flipping implies that you're like buying a bunch of used parts, putting it together and selling it on Facebook. But as far as I know, Zach isn't buying used parts to sell anymore. But yeah, I watch all of the flippers. There's tons. Okay, so you guys love this kind of stuff. Yeah, people love it. It is fun. It's fun to see your hobby being monetized, right? And it's fun to go on them on like little Facebook meetups, and like you get to follow the story of how much they're making to save up for something, and then each one has a story of I had to buy these parts and I had to build it, and there's complications, and I have to wait for it to sell, and then you get to see the end of the sell, and like it's like this whole journey, right? It's like a really good formulaic journey. It's easy to put into a video. Some of them I am very skeptical about. That's good. Be skeptical about everyone. I mean, you should be. Yeah, Zach doesn't flip PCs. Yeah, he just sells them. He still does buy some things used and is transparent if he gets any used parts when he does any build videos. Yeah. I think for build videos he buys used, but for his actual PC store, so like he does drops where he sells the PCs he makes in videos, but I think his PC store just has like a certain number of them that are just always there, and I think those always use used parts. But yeah, he's pretty transparent about that. And he's the biggest one by far. I think he hit 1 million recently, right? He's like 1.3 mil. I met Zach once at LTX. I doubt he knows who I am. I met him, but again, he met 1,000 people that weekend, so I doubt he knows who I am. I really wanted to go to Computex this year, but it's in Taiwan, and that's very far. But it would have been cool to meet a lot of the creators again. Zach gives a lot of flipping and DIY advice. Okay. Yeah, he certainly does. My series focuses on buying in person to make it more fun. Yeah, that's way more fun. There's nothing fun about watching someone buy parts from Amazon, adding them to cart, buying new parts, and then selling it to someone for a... No, yeah. Here's my YouTube video. I bought all these parts on Amazon, and then I sold it on eBay, and I made $100. You know what I mean? Like, that's not fun. The fun is getting used parts for a deal and putting it together and like meeting up with people in person. Like, that's the fun part, right? I wonder if any of them actually just buy stuff online and sell online. I don't think that's not as interesting. And just lots of fun stories instead of just eBay. Very, very true. Let me get this out of the way. What time is it? 9:10. I have been going for 2 hours. Okay, we'll probably wrap it up soon, or force y'all to watch me lose at Get Over It a few times. I tend to buy from Amazon, eBay, and Newegg myself. Most of the time, I don't find much luck in my local area for Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. But I mean for content. That's not fun. My local Facebook Marketplace stinks for PC stuff. Like, truly. I don't know what's going on. I think my entire city is just full of resellers, because I will price stuff to sell for this channel, right? So let's say I buy a screwdriver for $100, right? And I used it in a video and I don't need it anymore. And so to sell it, I will sell it for $80 or something, right? Significantly less. And I'll say, yeah, I used it once. And it's just to get it out, right? Because I don't need it anymore. And it is the cheapest you can find online. It's the cheapest you can find on Facebook. It's truly, there's no better way to get that product than from me. And still, it takes weeks to sell at my local marketplace. Weeks, sometimes a month, sometimes 2 months. And the whole time, I have to answer questions from people, because I do get a lot of comments from it. People message me dozens of times a day saying, $10, I'll do 20. I'll buy this $40 cash right now. It is legit. Everyone is just trying to buy it to resell it. And to do that, they have to get a very, very good deal on it. And so they spend all day on Facebook Marketplace just messaging people 20% of what people are listing stuff for, hoping someone bites. That's their whole job, I feel like. And so I had to sell a monitor recently, and it took me 4 months to sell the monitor. I got upwards of 250 people commenting on it. All of them wanting to pay 10 to 20% of what I had it listed for. Wasting so much of my time. It is so frustrating. I don't know what is up with my local area. The problem is that you always have traders or lowballers for them. This is the reason I don't bother as much with Facebook Marketplace. Yes. The traders are annoying too. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a child trying to trade as Charizard, right? I'm a grown man. If I'm selling something, I want to sell it. People are like, hey, you want to trade this for some sneakers? I'm like, I'm an adult, man. I don't want your dirty sneakers. Like, what are you talking about? I'm selling this for money. Why would I want to trade something? I just want money. If I want the thing you're talking about, I will go buy it. What is happening? So I literally have to write no trades. And even if I put prices firm, people ignore it. People ignore the no trades, they'll ignore the thing. And then I'll say, hey, if you notice, I said no trading, and I said no, prices firm. And they'll come back with, had to ask. I'm like, no, you didn't actually. You did not have to ask. You chose to ask. And it just, man, it makes it so frustrating. And so lately I've just been selling stuff online just so I don't have to deal with it. And still, if I sell something on eBay, I have offers turned off without fail. People message me saying 30% of what you want. I'm like, God, please. Dirty sneakers. You have no idea how many children try to trade me sneakers or go-karts for computers. Mr. C&D, you have no idea. If I took every sneaker or go-kart that was offered to me in my life in the last 3 or 4 years, I would have a garage full of sneakers and go-karts. It is an insane amount of people, children who are growing up past teenage years, getting rid of their old go-karts, and just, weird. I don't enjoy the flipping aspect, but I do like watching folks build budget PCs out of prior gen parts that provide a great gaming experience at 1080p or 1440p. Yeah, absolutely. That's the most fun part. The flipping is kind of like a on the top. Dylan says, I saw you on the Toasty Bros live stream. Thanks, Dylan. I wasn't on the stream, but I was it's surprising that you saw that. I was in there for like 2 minutes and I commented like 1 or 2 things. You got a sharp eye. Yeah, I was in the comment section earlier. I think they gave away a computer or something at that point. I came in right as they were like getting ready to give away a computer, and so people were like going crazy in the chat. They were ready. Do you deliver? Oh my gosh. When I sell things for bottom dollar on Facebook, that is that price, so you have to come to me. I'm not delivering to your home. First of all, that's dangerous. Dangerous for me, dangerous for you. You don't want me at your home. And 2, if you want this, come and get it. Okay. Stalked you, LOL. Bro, don't stalk me. Okay, so I'm going to end the stream in about 5 or 10 minutes. So get any last questions you have out, and let me get the announcements real quick. So, March 24th, there will be a live stream on this channel on YouTube where we will roast or rate your PC Battle Station setups. Please take good pictures of your rigs, your computers, and your desk, and everything you have, your monitors and everything. Write down in a notepad what you have and any notes you want me to know. I want several pictures. During the stream and before, I will post different places to post them. So I'll give you a heads up, but if you show up on stream day, you can still do it. It's okay. And we're going to do that. So March 24th, that's a Monday. And we're going to do it at 7 p.m. CST. So the same time as this stream, okay? And you might be called poor. Sorry. Okay? And I think this weekend I am going to stream a little bit on Twitch, because I tried to do this stream on Twitch and it didn't work out, and I'm sad about that because I really wanted to try it. I have not actually officially streamed on Twitch, but I'd love to give it a go. It seems very interesting. So I'm going to drop a link to my Twitch. If you all want to see me play games or something, I mean, feel free to ask me questions there too. But I'll mostly be playing games. Feel free to follow it. It's a roast, not a pep talk. Well, parts of it might be a pep talk. It's like, hey, bucko. Hope you can get a better setup. I can't wait for that stream next week. I just need to remember to do it. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. But yeah, we'll hang out for like 10 more minutes. I'm just chilling. I'm pretty hungry and I have to pee. And I have to go to the bathroom to pee. Unless y'all wouldn't be able to hear it. And you wouldn't be able to see it. No one would know. Oh, I ordered a Stream Deck today. Elgato was having a sale, so I told myself, hey, if you buy the Stream Deck, you have to stream more. So that will be my my excuse for streaming more, because I have to make up the cost of it. You know what I mean? I didn't know how expensive they are. Even on sale, the Stream Deck was like $115. I was like, wow, this is pricey. I mean, it gives a lot of usage, but still, I was like, you're mostly paying for the software. Pee is not food. Can we trade for my Xbox Series X and an e-bike? Dude, Reluctant Hero, you have no idea. Truly, no idea. It's very true. How many e-bikes, how many go-karts, how many dirt bikes, sneakers, consoles. I mean, it is just all children's toys trying to trade for a computer. I'm just like, please. What the hell? No, Jason, no. I just realized I was 4 minutes behind the stream. It happens. Dylan says, if you hate my setup, it's your fault. I built it from your build guide. That's very true. Me too. We'll have the Uno reverse card for that statement. That's true. I mean, it's not mostly roasting your PC. Your PCs are whatever, right? It's mostly going to be like your cleanliness. If you've got tissues all over your desk, I'm going to roast that. If your computer is so dusty, right? Or if you have poor configuration. So you're using an RTX 5090 with like a, Intel i3 7100, right? Like that's roastable. Not necessarily about, hot, poor. You've got a RTX 5080 or something, right? It's not really about that. It's mostly about like how y'all have your setup at your desk. Because I'll admit, mine's not the cleanest. It's okay. It's organized, but it's not like the absolute cleanest. Fun string, good to not be invisible. Robert, I'm so sorry, man. I don't know why that happened. Your other account is cursed. And it's weird because I can see your comments on YouTube videos. And usually if you ban someone, you can't see comments on videos or in streams. So it's bizarre, man. I don't know. I'm gonna double check after this if there's, I don't know, maybe something I did, but I'm gonna go through. I don't know why it would. Very strange. I'm thinking of doing, let me think. I wanted to do something to supplement the streams in a way that makes viewer engagement more. And I know we talked about this, Reluctant Hero, about it being overstimulating, but what would we think for a TTS? Meaning people who give $1 or something, and like their message comes up on screen, first of all, but it also says it out loud. I think that'd be fun. Something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to find ways to get more engagement where y'all are involved in it on the screen. Not necessarily just like me pointing to this, like something more audio visual cues. No, it's not visual. Audio cues, not just visual. Anyone else watch Budget Bin? Super unique style for PC content. I have never heard of Budget Bin, I don't think. Let me see. What is TTS? TTS is text to speech. So you type in something and the little robot will say, what is TTS? And so we can all hear what you typed as if you were saying it. You know what I mean? And it's fun. It's just a fun way to have, what does the acronym stand for? Sorry. Text to speech. Ooh, I blew out my mic right there. Sorry, guys. Text to speech. Yes. So you type something, it comes up. We all get to hear what you typed on the stream. So we're all kind of involved in it. It's not just my voice over and over. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I've seen some that you can use different voices. So you can have like an old man saying it, or like a young woman or a baby. I think that'd be really funny. And I don't want to give people free range of it. So I might have a very, very, very small donation amount for it. Very, very, very small. I saw some guy on Twitch. You had to pay $10 to use TTS. I'm like, that is crazy, dude. Don't you have enough money? You're a millionaire. Like, what are you doing? Something like that. I would abuse it. That's fine. And that's why I understand having to put some kind of, I either monetary or points. So I know Twitch has like a point system where you can get like points just by watching. And so I think if I use Twitch, I'll use that. I don't think YouTube has anything like that though. Is there a way to like gain access to it that doesn't necessarily mean people have to spend money? But you can't just give it out for free, right? Like it has to be something to be gained to access it so that new users don't abuse it and people feel like it's like something to work towards, not necessarily just everyone's just spamming text-to-speech. I teach special education. I'm very familiar with that. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yes, that would be fire. I will be in for the roast. We'll have my bib ready. Oh, wait, what was I looking at? What was the computer? I want to see. Budget bin. Budget bin. PC? Oh, I do know Budget Bin, actually. Yes. I've not watched much of his stuff, I'll admit. But I think there was one specific video. Wow, he only has 4 videos? Oh, no. Okay, I was going to say, there's no way. I watched one that I commented on. I'm not logged in on here, so I don't know which one it is. And I remember I liked it because he is the Budget Bin. The creator is a trash can. And so there are times where he puts like a trash can talking. Let me see. I like, yeah. Like, so like this is his avatar. The trash can is the avatar. And he'll like, the lid will like go off like this when he talks. He doesn't do it that much, but I really enjoy it. I thought that was so funny. I've only watched like 1 or 2 of his videos, but I did enjoy them. I thought, yeah, these look, you can't hear it, but that's him talking. That's awesome. Yeah, he was pretty good. I did like the few I watched of him. Man, he gets some views. Only he has less subs than me, but he gets way more views than me. He's killing it. Wow, 378. Good for him. Yeah, people like his style. Very funny. He's great. Budget Bin. Way too little subs. Yeah, I agree. I think if he posted more, he'd get more. It seems like he only does like a video a month. He probably has a full-time job though and stuff, so I don't blame him, but man, underrated. Someone had that on stream with celebrity voices. Oh, using like AI voices for celebrities. That's fun. We can have like Colin Jost say that you're poor. That'd be awesome. Budget Bin is good stuff. Twitch is legit crazy popular though. Last summer I had a student describe to me how to beat the werewolf boss in the opening area of Elden Ring purely from watching Twitch streams. Yes. It's crazy how big streamers are and how the platform is. The kid didn't even own the games, but he was giving me tips like he was a Nintendo Power game counselor. It's pretty crazy. I think we are in a world right now where there are more people watching video games than are playing video games. So whether it's through clips or through a stream or through YouTube or something, there are more eyeballs who are watching a game than are playing it. And it's like, that's crazy. Like, you have no idea how often I heard like, hey, did you play this new game? No, but I watched it. It's like, wow, crazy. Like, and that means like I watched a streamer play it, or I watched the full game on YouTube. It'll be like a 30-hour game, and it's like, yeah, I watched it from start to finish, basically me playing it, but me not playing it, right? And I'm like, wow, crazy. And that's a kid doing it, and yeah, they can give you tips. Like, they'll basically, if they watch the whole thing, they will tell you everything they learned from that streamer, everything. Like, they probably even know the button presses. That's crazy. Okay, guys, that is it. Maybe I should have a talking Optiplex. That'd be very funny. Thank you, everyone, for watching this week. This was very fun. I hope it was fun for y'all. Thank you so much. As usual, I'll go through people: Reluctant Hero, Robert Fixick, Caleb Deason, Sam, Mr. C&D. Who else we got here? Dylan. Thanks for coming. Anyone else? I can't scroll up anymore. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate everyone who's here. I love doing these streams. So mark your calendars. I am tentatively going to have a weekly stream on Mondays starting March 24th, and that will be the roast stream. And it's going to be fire. I need to stream myself teaching kids how to read. Could be some good content there. See you later. Can't wait for the roast. Have a good weekend, all. You too, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. See you in a bit. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your time. Spend time with your family. Play some games. Relax. Go skiing. Eat a sandwich. Have a good night.